Talking up Arkansas football with Ty Hudson from Pig Trail Network. You got to join him right there. I'll get the banner up there and check out his work and the rest of the staff there at Pig Trail Network. It's an 8th rated class in the SEC, number 21 in the nation. That's life in the SEC. Of course, you get buried even though you're in the top 20 virtually there. 22 commits coming in during that early signing period. Do we expect a whole lot more activity headed toward that first Wednesday in February?
Well, they have room. I think it's 2 more spots. I could be wrong on that. This number has changed, it seems like, at least once or twice since the early signing period. But I think it's at least 2 or 3 spots. The rumor is, and Sam Pittman kind of addressed this a while back, that they definitely still want offensive linemen, and they're still interested in grabbing some guys on the defensive line. And, of course, you know, my biggest concern is, and I talked about linebackers a second ago, it is linebackers. Coach Rhodes doesn't have a lot to work with behind Grant Morgan and Bumper Pool. There's so many question marks behind these guys, and I use a term quite a bit called, a quality depth. And I don't know they have a lot there, and I hope that that's somewhere they key in on with these last couple of spots. However many spots they have left, hopefully that's what they key in on. But, yeah, I mean, this was a good class. I think there's going to be a couple of guys that could contribute early. But, as far as those last few spots, we'll have to wait and see. I do think they will fill them. I know Crawford took one of those, the tackle out of the offensive tackle out of Charlotte that I mentioned a second ago. He will fill one of those spots, and so that should leave them with, like I said, 2 or 3 spots left. And it wouldn't shock me if Sam Pittman being an offensive line guy, that he just fills them all up with offensive linemen, and I would be okay with that. I really would. There's nothing wrong with having a lot of depth on the line of scrimmage.
15 early enrollees, so those guys are going to be hitting campus real soon. You mentioned a lot of guys that will need to step up, and those are guys that are going to have the jump, of course, in regards to getting in acclimated to the system and getting on campus, getting stronger and faster and all those things. Are there any particular guys that jump out to you that you really like, that just anyone in particular, even if they're not the high-end guys, that based on the scouting reports and what you've seen on tape, that you like?
Someone that stands out, and he is highly rated, but even if he wasn't, his film, and everyone that I've talked to in Arkansas media who cover recruiting are pretty blown away by this kid out of Union, out of Tulsa, and A.J. Green. He's the national, according to 247, he's a top 200 player in the country.
It's a good name.
What's that?
It's a good name.
Right? A.J. Green?
In the past, yeah.
Got NFL written all over it, right? I'm big on this kid. This guy's film is incredible. He hits the outside edge. I mean, I don't know what his official 40 is, but it wouldn't surprise me at all to see him drop like a mid-4.3 40. He's fast, excellent burst, pretty good vision, good balance. Tucks the ball well. He adjusts the ball to whatever side of the line or whatever side of the out of bounds is. If he's going towards the right hash mark, he tucks that ball in tight, going right. But he's so fast once he hits the outside edge. I'm really excited about him. There's been some comparisons to another former Tulsa native who played at Arkansas, and Felix Jones. A.J. Green could be that caliber. Really excited about him. Katron Megatron Jackson, 6'3", 190-pound wide receiver that Texas, just like they went after Barry Odom, they went after this kid there towards the end, gave him a virtual tour of their facilities, came on real strong there towards the end. But inevitably, and you talk about Coach Stepp earlier, I mentioned him. This was a guy that came here because of Coach Stepp, and I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he likes Sam Pittman. I think the Hogs are doing okay, and I don't think he's going to transfer or anything like that. But Katron Jackson was a big-time get. Rocket Sanders or Raheem Sanders, who's going to be an athlete. But I think they're going to use him as kind of like a Swiss Army knife wide receiver, running back combo. And another guy, and by the way, A.J. Green will be a running back. I know he's listed as an athlete. Another guy, too, that committed kind of late, and they actually have him listed as an offensive tackle, but I'm 99% sure he's going to play defensive tackle. Is this kid out of Tri-Cities High in Atlanta, Georgia, Cameron Ball, 6'5", 300 pounds. There's a video of him. I think he recovers a fumble, and I swear he's running down the sidelines. It looks like the kid drops like a 4.5, 4.40. He looks like a running back. It's incredible. He's so athletic, fast. I don't know so much about his technique. I haven't seen a lot on just his technique, playing the inside again with that frame, 6'5", 300 pounds. He could probably even add on a little bit of weight if they want to continue with this 3 front. He could probably add 25, 30 pounds, play nose tackle, line up across the center. Really excited about him. His athleticism for that size is really incredible. You've got Jalen Williams as JUCO defensive tackle, 6'3", 210. He's also pretty quick, pretty athletic. I like this. I think that this is a class, this 21 class. There's a lot of hidden gems. You could argue, okay, you're still bottom of the SEC. Well, Arkansas's been that way for a while now. They used to be kind of in the middle there towards like 6th, 7th in recruiting. Now they're just getting comfortable like 8th and 10th in recruiting, sometimes worse. But this is a top-heavy class. Right now, it's a top 25 class. We'll see if it remains that way after the final signing period. But yeah, there's several guys that you just go down this list. I think they've got some guys that were either overlooked or just for whatever reason they just weren't given the extra star power. Another guy, one last guy, Aaron Outley out of Parkview, who was injured right I think halfway through the season down in Little Rock. But he's a 6'4", 250-pound tight end. Reminds me a little bit of a slightly taller DJ Williams, another former Little Rock kid that played at Arkansas under Bobby Petrino and who was excellent under Bobby Petrino, had a brief shot in the NFL. Aaron Outley reminds me a little bit of him. Not the 6'6", 6'7", 270, 265 tight end that some of these teams play. He's not a monster tight end, but he's 6'4", 250 roughly. Pretty athletic, moves pretty quick, pretty solid blocker, and is someone with a really large catch radius, dangerous even after he catches the ball. So, yeah, again, I'm pretty impressed with this class. And I think even if it doesn't stay in the top 25, which I know Hog fans, we love that. Oh, top 25. Again, here we go. I don't know if that's going to be the case this year after the final signing period, but regardless, top to bottom, there's some pretty good answers here. Now, I will say on the defensive side, on the Hog Talk podcast, which I'm also the host on the Friday show, co-creator of that, I had said, and some people kind of called me out on it, wasn't super impressed with the defensive side outside of like Cameron Ball, who I mentioned. Probably give their defensive grading in this one like a D-. Wasn't too impressed with the defensive recruiting. But the skill position, the Terry Wells, a 3-star offensive tackle, I think was underrated. Offensively, this was a really, really solid recruiting class.
So more high-scoring games could be in the Hogs' future. There you go.
Yeah.
And back to AJ Green, second rated according to 247 Sports in Oklahoma, number 4 athlete. Ty tells us he's going to be a running back, and number 111 nationally, regardless of position. That's pretty rarefied air. Ty Hudson joining us from Pig Trail Network. Ty, this is the first time on our channel. We hope you can make it back. It was really good stuff talking Arkansas football with you.
Absolutely, man. It was an honor and a pleasure. I was really stoked when you reached out. This was awesome.